CTV News at 6 with Hudson Mack.
Good evening. Thanks for being here. We begin this hour in Oak Bay, where a neighborhood spent the day underwater after a broken main flooded Bowker Street. The torrent of water came so quickly that homeowners had no time to save their belongings, more than a dozen basements flooding within minutes. Crews responded from the city, setting up sandbags and trying to shut the water off at the source, but the help may have come too little too late. CTV's Stephen Andrew has the story.
People in this Oak Bay neighborhood cannot believe it. A wall of water flooding their street.
So I opened the door and all this water just started flooding in.
Some describing it as a river flowing through their homes. The children in this home, so excited about Christmas, recently decorated their bedroom. Their spirits now dampened as their clothes and toys swim in a pool of muddy water.
They really wanted, yeah. It's gonna be hard to talk to the kids about that.
The source of the flood, a broken valve on a water main where city crews had been working.
This was something that we never wanted to see happen.
For several hours, crews try in vain to shut off the water. Valve after valve closed off, but the water keeps coming.
But I think having a plan before they go in and open a water main to shut it off properly would have been a great idea.
It took work crews about 4 hours to build this dike around the burst water main, and as you can see, they're diverting it into the storm drains. And that has some people living on this street concerned, saying there wasn't sufficient leadership for this emergency.
I think as far as the response goes to this type of situation, that it will need a thorough review.
Fire crews arrive at 11:30, 2.5 hours after the flood begins.
We started going house to house to check on occupants and checking on their well-being and their need to be evacuated.
4 hours after the flood began, hydro crews shut off power to the area. The town's work crews are struggling to explain the delay.
Our priority right away was to try to get the water main shut down. We didn't realize it was going to be quite as difficult to shut it down as it is.
Oak Bay's mayor promises to order a full investigation.
You can be assured I'm going to look for explanations as to what happened here today. We can't have that kind of delay in response, that's clear.
Restoration crews are already on scene helping homeowners with the cleanup. But for many, it could be days before they pump the water from their basements, hoping they will catch at least a ray of sunshine in a waterlogged day.
CTV's Stephen Andrew joins us now live with more. Stephen, it was a broken valve. How old was the line? Do we know?
Well, we know it's very old. I mean, the workers are telling me that they really had a problem with that line, and they were just praying, Hudson, that they weren't going to have a leak like they did today. And it is part of a routine maintenance. They were going in actually to replace some of those valves, and I guess it broke before they had a chance to switch off the water and replace the valve.
We know infrastructure is aging. The mayor, NILS JENSEN, told you there will be an investigation. Why did it take so long?
That's the big question. I mean, I guess the water crews felt that they could deal with it in the town, and then, of course, the water just kept coming and coming, and it was very chaotic when we arrived on the scene, and they were just trying to get those sandbags in place to protect the homes, and they couldn't, Hudson, find the valve to actually shut that off, and they had to go back several steps and shut off the main valve.
And for the homeowners, hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. Yeah. What happens next for them?
They're being told to contact their insurance companies, and they will, of course, get the restoration crews in, as you've seen, clean it up, try and dry it out, and then, of course, the bill will go to the town of Oak Bay. But the mayor says that they have insurance for that, and they fully expect the bills to be piling in over the next couple of weeks.
All right, Stephen Andrew reporting on the flood on Bowker Avenue. Thanks.
You're welcome.